Rajdeep, with what you say. So, but this is actually strangely coming in from a BJP leader in Haryana, because I was, I told him that he's doing really well. He's saying, "Abhi ruk jaiye, sirf 20,000 vote count हुए हैं 1,40,000 में से." This is coming in from a BJP guy.
Look, that being said, what is very clear is what was all the
trend is there.
The trend of a one-sided election is a kaate ki takkar. Whether it goes now one way or the other, whether 5 seats swing, the two end up around the 40s, both, all of that aside. The truth of the matter is the BJP has done a solid comeback in Haryana. I use the word comeback because they were written off. Yeah. So a party which is written off is making a solid comeback. So whether the numbers are much closer eventually will depend.
But why is the counting so slow? Usually by this time...
Yeah, why are you Haryanvis so slow counters? I thought you guys moved quickly.
It's all on machines right now. We're not sitting and counting.
Is that a way to sort of like now do a reverse thing in Haryana, which is rather than looking at marginal seats, can you look at seats where parties are leading? Because that will give you a picture of what percentage of seats are getting
That's a very important point that Rahul Verma makes. Let's take a look at the seats which now seem quite settled, and I'll pick seats where the gap is more than 10,000. If the gap is more than 10,000, to my mind, now that seat turning is very difficult. At this moment, there are 83 seats out of 90 where the gap is more than 10,000.
Less than 10,000. No, sorry, Rahul, this is less than 10,000.
Let's look at the seats where the gap is more than 25. Let's look at the gap where so there are only one seats.
Choose 5,000 now. 5,000 may be fair.
No, but this is again less than 5,000.
Okay.
So less than 5,000 won't help because there's 66 seats where the gap is less than 5,000. The BJP is leading on 34. The Congress is leading on 27. So there the BJP has that advantage. But remember, the seats that can turn, frankly, are the seats where the gap is less than 1,000. If you look at the seats where the gap is less than 1,000, there are 12 such seats. And those are evenly split between the Congress and the BJP, 6 versus 6.
You see, the only question is how many rounds are done. If it is only 5 rounds out of 18 to 20...
But this is a BJP leader who's leading, and he's saying... And he's not accepting any congratulations from anyone. He's saying sirf 20,000 count hui hai, 1,40,000 hai.
No, but also spend a moment thinking of the Aam Aadmi Party in Haryana. So much was said, Kejriwal, Haryana ka ladka, he'll go and campaign, he didn't want to do this. Now, if this is the way it ends up, questions will be asked, Rajdeep, later about whether it would have made more sense for the AAP and the Congress to campaign together. Maybe it would have not added too much in terms of seat share, but a few extra votes. AAP hasn't got any lead at this moment. 0 is what they have at this moment. The Congress struggling at 36. If they had potentially allied, it may have made things slightly different and slightly better.
But it wasn't of the Congress. Aam Aadmi Party is choosing.
Sure, but both sides. I mean, they couldn't make it happen.
I think, what we saw in Chhattisgarh, for example, the BJP putting up a lot of independents, propping up a lot of smaller parties. We saw that in Haryana. On the other hand, the Congress was so confident, Rahul, that they were going to win this election. Even when the Aam Aadmi Party wanted 5, they said, Acha, even if we give you 5, we will give you the 5 seats where you're losing. You didn't want to give them the winning seats. So you see, the Congress's biggest flaw always is ever since the Lok Sabha elections, they got 233 as an alliance, 99 to the Congress. They think they've got 272.
No,
the BJP, on the other hand, even after getting 240, is probably saying, yaar, ab chunav aur ek hai, use jeetna hai. There's still a difference in the way the BJP approaches an election to the way the Congress. All of this I'm saying, at this moment, it could still turn. There could still be 5 or 10 seats here and there. But the fact of the matter is the BJP has put up a remarkable performance in Haryana, irrespective of what happens.
But the Aam Aadmi Party, whatever the result is, Rajdeep, will be looking at this, saying, I told you so. Because word coming in, on certain seats, the Aam Aadmi Party is even polled less than Nota. If you look at the fine print there, they have done quite badly in certain seats. But this will have a bearing on the Delhi elections now, Rajdeep. You cannot be overconfident, both for the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress.
But look at the chatter that was coming in from Congress. They were counting the eggs before it was hatched. And look at the deliberations. Kumari Shalja's only deliberation was like, who will become a CM and who will become a deputy CM. They started
but hubris is dangerous for all parties. The BJP was convinced 400 par in the Lok Sabha elections. That proved to be their undoing. The Congress was concerned, Andhi, Tufan, Tsunami, that's all that matters, nothing else matters. Now they're ending up at 36. So hubris is very, very dangerous.
Also, Rahul, I think elections at the local state level are very different to Lok Sabha. Elections at the state level are so localized increasingly. People say, Mera candidate kaun hai? Haryana we thought was different, but even Haryana is proving that every constituency has candidates who can pull in 1,000, 2,000. I mentioned this about Maharashtra. Independents and those who don't get the tickets from the major parties are people who can pull in 5,000, 6,000 votes. So you've actually got a situation, even amidst the bipolarity, in a localized state election, you have to do micromanagement. The Congress will have to ask, did you do, you know what happened in the Congress meeting, Rahul? Virtually the entire state was outsourced to the Huddas to decide on tickets. Kumari Shelja got 5 or 6.
9.
Chalo 9, you could argue 6 or 9.
Yeah.
Randeep Surjewala got he wanted to contest himself, but they said 3, including his son. Effectively, about 70 to 72 seats were decided by Mr. Hudda. Then, because your pollsters
6
said
were
that you're
directly
winning
by
big,
Gandhis. 6 were Gandhis.
yes, the
6 candidates were
so
given by
basically
Gandhis.
about 70 out of 90. Once your pollsters said you're winning, you thought, chalo yaar, put all your eggs in Hudda's basket. Now, was that wise strategy in the end? Could you have run a more collective leadership? Could you have given Kumari Shelja a greater share? All these questions will have to be asked if these numbers hold. I mean, the Congress will have wiped out all the benefits they had from their Lok Sabha performance if these numbers hold. You're going into Maharashtra with a relatively demoralized Congress if these numbers hold, and an upbeat BJP once again.
But you know, look at Mahavikas Aghadi. It's a clear lesson for them. They are only debating on who will be the chief minister.
Exactly.
See, now, that's a wasteful debate. I mean, this is not people's concerns, people issues as to who will be the chief minister. It's like putting a united stand together and, you know, removing the differences. Otherwise, every single thing is going to really bite them. And I think BJP has an advantage here.
What happens when we are analyzing others is that we look at the vote share and the seat share. But we have to look at the statistic, which is in how many seats others spoiled the chances of the winner or the runner-up, which is when others score more than the victory margin. In Haryana, it has always been more than 45 seats.
And that's what's happening here.
And it could also be in concentrated regions, right? And that could
वो
also...
आपको दिखता नहीं है कि भाई others को seats नहीं आई, votes नहीं आई.
No, but the other big difference...
spoiled the chances of somebody.
The other difference
or the
is...
other.